Hey guys, it's Patch Nose here, and I'm gonna be doing something a little different today. Over the last, this took about a month to record, but this is going to be my big boss playthrough of Metal Gear Solid 1. This is my first time attempting anything like this. This is like some kind of challenge run, but I was getting achievements, and I thought that this would be a good one to do. So because this is my first time doing this, I'm just gonna have to very much stress. This is not a show of mastery. This is me like scrounging up my resources to get this done, and it has a lot of trial and error. I fail a lot doing this. But to get into the requirements, in order to get Big Boss rank in Metal Gear Solid 1, you need to be on extreme difficulty if you're not lame and using the Japanese version. You need to complete the game in under 3 hours, have 0 continues, which this is a really hard one for me because that means you have to reload the game every time you die, which I did a lot. You need to get 4 or less alerts. I think all of them are mandatory, so you can't like just get caught ever. 25 kills or less, which most of them are mandatory. There's a little bit of leeway. I definitely have to kill a few people just to get by. You get 1 ration use for the whole game, which you pick up pretty early on and you can use it whenever, and you can save 80 or less times, which that's not really a problem in this game. I literally save like every few feet, just like I do anything and I save. But the requirements weren't that bad with a little bit of practice and like just learning the game, because I've been playing Metal Gear Solid 1 for I didn't play it when it came out, but I've been playing this game for a long time. I really enjoyed this franchise, but this is my first time trying to like really do something difficult, because when I first started playing these games, I very much had the mentality of if no one's alive to see you, you stealthed. It wasn't until Metal Gear Solid 5 that I learned the value of a non-lethal mentality.
Will be.
Gotta get through these codecs. There's gonna be a lot of codec skipping. That's gonna be where a lot of the downtime is. I want to say that there's like 5 hours of cutscenes in this game, and considering that the general runtime is about 10 hours, there's a lot of talking. But the story is incredible, and if you haven't played Metal Gear Solid, I highly recommend you do so. It's a fantastic franchise that is mostly forgotten to time, and hopefully when Snake Eater comes out, it'll get its second wind and people will really start paying attention to Metal Gear again. There were a lot of parts in this game where I struggled, but I initially had this mentality that it was going to be easier than it was. I definitely thought, it was like, oh, it took me, I was going to keep track of how many times a certain section took me. Like, oh, this part took me like 10 tries, this part took me like 20 tries. I gave up on that very quickly, as there were a lot of sections in this game that took me hours of attempts to complete. it was literally the second checkpoint where I'm like, okay, this isn't feasible. I am no longer going to be doing this. But we're just going through these vents. Haven't really, aside from that opening section, haven't even really ran into any guards yet. I always go up when I play. I never really go down the bottom vent because it's just easier to get the thermal goggles. They're like right here. And because I've been playing this game for a long time, I know a few of the like, I don't want to say speed running tricks, but like the tricks to make the game easier. Yeah, the thermal goggles. Like, I understand that this little bit where you don't make noise on the floors if you unequip a weapon constantly, or the bit where like you hold a weapon makes you run faster. I want to say it's like 10% faster. Like, it's not that much, but it's enough to matter, especially when the guard routes are so tight. But yeah, have we even seen a guard on screen yet? Well, aside from that first section in the elevator, you had to like finagle around some guards. We're about to hit my first major issue, which I feel like shouldn't have been, because we're literally a few minutes into the game. You'd think that I wouldn't be hitting a wall just yet. Yeah, there were about 12 different sections where I got hard roadblocked, and I had to put in some serious work in order to get through it. More cutscenes. This is going to happen a lot in this game. Luckily, everything is skippable. Well, not everything. There's like 2 sections where you have to watch a cutscene. I also do that a lot because I'm playing on the Master Collection.
The DAPA chief.
I always hit the wrong button. I try to go for a codec and I accidentally open the menu. I cut out most of them, but that one I didn't. But here we have the prison escape. This is where I immediately dropped the whole keeping track of my my attempts. When I hit 30 or 40 attempts, I'm like, yeah, I'm not keeping track of this anymore. But like, because there's no like healing in the game, this section is so important, because how this section goes really determines the rest of the playthrough.
I'm telling you, shoot!
Because when you beat bosses, you don't heal. You were stuck at the health, and it took me a long time to. I followed a couple different guides to kind of help me with the tips and tricks that I'll link them in the description to kind of learn my strategies. Because like I said, I've played this game a lot, but I have never attempted anything like this before. I keep wanting to pick up that ration, and I put myself in so much danger trying to get it, when I really should have just waited and grabbed this one, or just waited until they were all dead. Now, this should have been the health that I left at, but I make more mistakes. But yeah, there we go. That's the prison gauntlet. And I'm just gonna throw up. This was the second most stuck I was in the entire game. Like, out of every single roadblock, this is the one, because this one determines the entire tempo of the rest of the run, or at least until the halfway point. Because you only get healed by the game unless you use the ration, which I had this whole idea that I was going to use my ration during the liquid escape, because in my memory that was a really hard section. I also run around like a dumbass because I forget to include the key card while I'm looking for the C4. I forget to put on the key card for like 30 seconds like an idiot. But I was planning on using my ration during that section, only to completely forget that they take your rations away from you and you don't have one there. So I don't use it the entire game when it would have saved me so much hassle. Also, I don't know why I'm panicking here. I just could not find the spot for the C4. But yeah, I make a bunch of dumbass mistakes. And the entire run is caught on camera, except for during my fight with Ocelot, which also takes me way too long. I forget to pick up the grenades for the tank fight, so in the middle of my attempts, I run over there and pick them up, and then I save. But then, to not mess with the flow of the video, I don't have it on camera. But this fight, the description of how the fight went is gonna be longer than the fight itself, because
Snake, are you okay?
How I rank the difficulty of these fights is gonna be based on 1, how long it took me, 2, are there any cheese strats available to make the fight easier, how long did it take me to learn said strats, and just the general how hard the fight was. So this one, I couldn't figure out the cheese strat, because you're supposed to sit in this particular spot, and then literally Ocelot can't shoot you. He'll try to shoot you, but it'll just miss every time. I spent a long time trying to find the spot, and I just couldn't nail it down. And then after a long time of not doing it right, I tried to 1v1 him with 1 HP, because like I said, I did the prison gauntlet so badly that I am basically at 1 hit for until I get healed at Sniper Wolf. I got sidetracked. You get healed after the torture sequence after Sniper Wolf. You get healed after the rope bridge section, but right after the communications tower before the rope bridge. You get healed at Metal Gear Rex, and you get healed fighting Liquid. But the time from the prison gauntlet to Sniper Wolf, this is my HP, and I have to live with it because I'm a dumbass. But yeah, Ocelot, I spent a long time trying to just 1v1 him in 1 HP, and that was not working. This guy, so I try my best not to kill people, because you only have so many kills, most of which are required. But that guy, for some reason, all of the guys were like, oh, flip this guy, and just go, and he shouldn't see you. And he saw me 80% of the time. I beat Ocelot, had the strat memorized, figured it out, and I still had to beat him like 5 or 6 times because that guy kept seeing me. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. And I'm sitting here playing the game being like, I bit off way more than I could chew. Because I'm sitting here being like, this is hard. Why is this so hard? It was a lot. It gets better as I get better at the game and spend more time playing, but there are some problems. Yeah, we call Meryl, and you do a little bit of a skip there, so you call her during the elevator ride, so she'll instantly call you again to open the door. I learned about that one. I actually got seen by the infrared lasers only once, which is good because I usually suck at this part. Look, well, you only have to do it once. Not exactly exciting gameplay. For some reason, I always get confused on the laser behind me versus the one in front of me. If it wasn't obvious, I'm skipping all the optional codecs because it's just a waste of time. Anyone who's playing this game for the first time, obviously, listen to them. The story's really good.
What's up, Nick?
I can't stress that enough. So this boss. Oh, I forgot to mention. Ocelot I ranked number 7. Because for how long it took me to actually figure out the strategy. It didn't take me that long, but I spent so much time just losing over and over to where I gave up on the strategy, and then I came back to it later. So here we have the tank, the M1 tank. This is another one that it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, if I'm being honest. I learned about that strategy to kind of that was a terrible throw. Past me, why are you so bad at video games? But you gotta like blow up his treads to make it so he can't move as much. It didn't seem to do that much. Like, it didn't feel like it mattered too much because there's sometimes where he just kills you anyway. But you gotta get either 2 like misses to get a kill, like to where you get it next to him, or you just like sink it and you just instantly kill him like that. There was a whole strategy on how to like time it to instantly get a grenade throw the minute he spawns. Couldn't figure that out. I just winged it. Just run around like an asshole until something works. Try not to run out of grenades. Because I had a lot of attempts that... The amount of times I got ran over by the tank, by the way, is too many. Did not like that. But yeah, I rank the tank as 9. The tank definitely didn't take me that long. The strats weren't really necessary to learn. It was mostly a just figure it out idiot.
Snake in China, they...
Always gotta make sure to hold a chaff grenade in this section, just to make sure you're speedy enough to actually get around some dudes. Because you're not allowed to use any guns in this section, which I'm not really using my guns to begin with because stealth. I really like the strategy in this room for this section, because you gotta intentionally lure the guard to have him mess with his route, and then you just can just run past him. You'll notice that in this playthrough, I spent a lot of time making sure I have enough chaff grenades, because in my brain, I thought that I really needed them for Metal Gear Rex, and then I don't use them at all. So you'll see me go out of my way for chaff grenades that I don't even need. We're just taking a pit stop here for some missile launcher. I actually got caught by that guard a handful of times. The reason why I'm so careful on checking him is because I definitely walked out there way too early and got caught a lot. But now we get to go to basement 2 to do one of the more iconic puzzles in the series. They bring it up so much. It's a really easy puzzle, but it's just cool.
What can I do for you, Snake? Snake, like Confucius said,
Oh. Gray Fox is calling. So, when it comes to controlling the Nikita, I've never been particularly good at it. Because I feel like I have to, like, mess around. Like, that was just a really bad showing. Honestly, me shooting that camera was totally on purpose and not a mistake at all, even though it definitely helps me out. Also, getting caught by the cameras isn't an alert. It makes the sound and everything, but it is totally okay. I get caught by cameras all the time. And I still meet the requirement. Gotta get some more oxygen. I should do this after the Gray Fox boss fight, but I was really looking for the gas mask and just general loot goblin activities. Because all these items aren't really necessary. Because I'm not really going to be needing them for anything, especially not for the next boss fight, which is entirely a melee fight. I was definitely playing with the time limit for a lot of this run, but I still I got there with like 20 minutes to spare, so it was fine. Remember that camera for later.
It's a ghost.
This section is so iconic. But then again, you could say that about almost any part of the game.
What can I do for you, Snake?
So, the boss fight with Gray Fox was definitely a challenge.
Snake, have you...
It's one of those weird fights where there's no cheese, really, aside from just, unless you count doing the fight to the best of your ability cheese.
Now,
Because there's like no tricks, it's just fight him. It's just, don't get hit him a lot. Now, where I rank bosses higher, it really comes down to how consistent are they? Because like Gray Fox over here should be incredibly consistent. He'll do a flip, you punch him, he'll do a flip, or he'll do the jump attack. Now, most of the time, this is just how it works, and he will either do the flip or he'll do the jump attack, and you just gotta react to either. But sometimes, he just won't do either, and he'll just punch you in the face. And as you can see from my health, that was a problem. So this guy took me a long time. But really, it came down to learning that first phase, because from here it's home free. Like, I spent 80% of my time doing this fight, doing the first phase, because once you get to phase 2, the thermal goggles break everything. Now the only, like, cheese I learned is this, where if he's too far away from you to reach him, you just crouch and he'll always do that jump attack, which is so easy to deal with. And even though I didn't get the hit there, I didn't take damage, which is the thing that matters. I have nightmares of hearing these voice lines because I just fought him so much. I don't know if this also counts as cheese, but during this phase, he'll teleport around, and you know, it's kind of like a fake out. But if you stand here, he'll just walk towards you, and he won't be behind you because the wall's behind you. This is the closest thing to cheese, I guess. But yeah, just that first phase is so tricky. Due to how long this guy took me and just the general skill ceiling of the fight, I'll rank this guy at 5. He's tough. He's very tough.
That's good, Snake.
Now we guys gotta vibe out as I just complete the boss fight.
That's good, Snake.
I've definitely been killed by that before. I don't think in this run it got me, but in the past it's definitely gotten me. So I actually beat Gray Fox twice during this run. Because I make a monumentous error. I was so excited that I beat the boss. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna save in the elevator because there's nothing that can hurt me between now and the elevator. And, I was wrong. We'll let the cutscenes play and we'll see what I mean. Okay, this black screen is lasting too. There we go. Your video was not broken. I find it really funny that because I'm mashing the cutscenes so much, they are just loading in. Oh, look at my minuscule health bar. The more you beat bosses and your health bar increasing but not refilling hurts my soul. But reminder to what I told you to remember about that camera outside the door. I completely forgot about it, and I just walked out there and instantly died, and I had to fight Gray Fox again. Luckily, he doesn't instantly see you just standing at the door. Now that, the Famas is definitely an important item to grab. Very much comes in clutch during the next boss fight. Which is, immediate. First, we gotta go hang out with Meryl and have a few cutscenes. Now, I haven't gone and counted the required alerts, but I'm pretty sure this one doesn't
Snake, there's
count.
an old China.
Because the easiest way to get Meryl to spawn, or not to spawn, but like to continue the plot forward, is just to have her find you, and then she runs to the bathroom to get changed. But I just find it funny that I forgot she was there. I was just going for the cardboard box, and then she just runs right at me like, oh no, I have to reset. And then I remembered that was Meryl.
Don't move.
So I
Okay,
spent a
let's go.
lot of time
I know this
fighting
place better
Psycho
than you.
Mantis,
I'll be point man. Follow
not
me.
having very much ammo, because you just picked up the FAMAS, and
That's
I was mainly
strange.
fighting him
There's
with the
no guard.
SOCOM.
What happened to the music?
So I
I'll keep a lookout. Make sure you're ready,
I
okay?
definitely spend an entire one of my 80 saves, which don't worry, I don't even get close to using them all. Just grabbing ammo, because after this section, when Psycho Mantis spawns, all the guards go away for some reason. I don't know, just to be ominous. So I just spent some time. I spent an entire save just grabbing bullets. Also, funny enough, the guides were like, yeah, you don't need to grab the diazepam. But, I know, I sure as hell needed it. Because I'm bad at the sniping sections.
It's a good thing you hooked up with me. Talk to you later, Snake.
Okay, so even though I saved in that room, it annoys me that it spawns me there, because, no, I did not beat Psycho Mantis my first try. I wouldn't call him super hard, but he's definitely a learn the pattern boss fight.
Come on, Mr. Foxhound. The commander is waiting.
He takes a lot of hits, and you just have to know the boss fight. Yeah, Meryl. We'll just pick up some ammo. Because I'm pretty sure that it's going to respawn as soon as the next section starts. Also, having to do that every single time I failed, that was annoying. Yes, Psycho Mantis, I do like Castlevania. So I definitely put Psycho Mantis in the same category of boss fight as Grey Fox, in that there's not really a trick, it's just do it. Just remember where he's gonna be, and what order of attacks he's gonna do, and beat him. He's not even on screen, and I'm still just killing him. So I also get really risky with this boss fight, because unlike all the other ones, Psycho Mantis does small enough damage that if I did take a hit, he wouldn't instantly kill me. Or at least not until the later phases, or certain attacks. Like if those pots would have hit me, I wouldn't have died. phase 2, and at this point, I just switched to the FAMAS because more bullets. But it's a long fight, and honestly really stressful when you're at 1 HP like this. So while the Psycho Mantis boss fight's happening, it's gonna be a while. My health and my ration, going back to that, this would have been a great place to use it. Because I didn't use it the whole game. This would have been a great buffer to get me to Sniper Wolf.
Why? Why couldn't I read your mind?
Would have made this whole section significantly easier. Completely bypassed the Meryl stage. I couldn't quite get that hunk of ammo before the cutscene started.
But I know your weak point. Meryl, stand right where he can see you and throw your brains out.
How many times you gonna make me kick Meryl's ass in this boss fight?
Stop! Meryl!
No! It cannot be! No!
And at this point, just business as usual. Know where the spawns are, kick his ass. If you're learning the boss fight, sticking to the middle is a good idea, considering that almost all of his places he goes to is pretty equidistant from the middle. Oh, right there, I almost take a nasty hit. And he's done. But I put Mantis at number 6. Because he didn't take me nearly as long as Gray Fox. Well, once I got the pattern down, he was pretty easy, but I rank him so high because there's no trick. It's literally just do it. I didn't even notice that Meryl's health increases as well. That's kind of neat. Not that Meryl's health is relevant to any of this game. We're almost to the first breakpoint. And you know what that means? Mindless backtracking.
I'll take point. Snake, you follow me.
But not quite yet. We still gotta get through the caves.
What can I do for you, Snake?
It's really funny looking back how the first half of this game is just boss fight, boss fight, boss fight. Like, there's one room between Gray Fox and Psycho Mantis, and there's one room between Psycho Mantis and Sniper Wolf. The dog alerts don't count, but killing the dogs definitely do count. So, yeah, don't do that.
Snake, what's wrong?
So
I thought
this
you were good
this
with
little
dogs.
trick is something I did learn. It's kind of hard to not learn about it. Shout out to Pissbox. Yeah, that's
What
one
are
of
you
those
thinking?
one of those tricks that was like it's hard to play Metal Gear Solid without someone bringing it up. Just completely make the dogs irrelevant because you smell like dog.
This place is mine. I'll take point again. Stay back, okay?
But the radar isn't working. And since we can't use the mine detector either...
Leave it to me.
Oh, calm down, Meryl's got this. Okay, so left, up, right, up, right, down. Okay, that's important. You gotta make sure to go down, right, up. Okay, I'm writing this down, and then left. Okay, that seems a little tricky. I don't know. That seems really hard.
So, what do you think? Pretty good, huh?
How did you know where the mines were?
It sounds weird, but when Mantis dove into my mind, I was able to see where the mines were placed. Are you impressed?
Well, a little bit.
So we
Only
gotta
a
make
little?
sure that we remember the exact pattern. Okay. That's so stupid. I love this game. That's such an irrelevant part. They had to think of something to give Meryl before they completely take her out of the game. Okay, time to go back to the beginning of the game and get a sniper rifle. So there's a lot of contention in this game about the backtracking, because there are two major sections where you have to backtrack, this being one of them. But it's so harmless in this game when you compare it to Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake. That game is so much worse about the backtracking, and I'll get into more detail about it when we do the second set of backtracking, because I'm going to need to fill some time, because it's like 15 minutes of nonsense. But like Shadow Moses as a locale, I kind of like the backtracking, because it makes the keycard system actually matter, because otherwise you're just... Because in Metal Gear Solid 2, you barely even notice the keycards, because they're kind of only there as a reminder that you're playing Metal Gear Solid. Whereas in older Metal Gear games, it felt more like a Metroidvania, and that the locale kind of like you needed to remember where everything was, because like, oh, here's a level 6 door, you gotta make sure you gotta remember it's there for when you get level 6. Also, again, going out of my way for grenades that I don't even use. I do that a lot. But I definitely make a bit of a blunder and waste some time. I think I do it later. Yeah, because you get the level 6 card later. But yeah, like, this kind of backtracking. You would have no reason to go back to this room unless the game made you backtrack. Kind of gives more life to the zone. Also, another thing that I do in this playthrough is I remember the guides mentioning it'd be important to pick up claymores for a certain boss fight. I think that you needed them for Raven or something, but I don't use them. I go out of my way to pick them up, but I don't use them. And also, again, to defend the backtracking.
What is it,
To get
Snake?
the sniper rifle, you have to go back. So you have to go back through the dog cave through basement floor 1 of that tower, or of that building, through the ice fields into the old building. It really doesn't take that long. It's like 4 rooms. Sniper rifle obtained. I like this little maneuver because you mess with that guy, and by the time he realizes what the hell's going on, you're already gone. There are a couple nice little maneuvers like that in the run. The last time we were in that room was supposed to be one of them, but I just killed the guy instead because I'm bad. Yeah, see, we're already walking our way back. It wasn't that big a deal. By the time I was done complaining about the backtracking, we're already on our way back. But yeah, here I pick up the claymores for no reason. I'll do it again next time we're here, but I don't end up using them. I didn't want to cut anything, because then the game time isn't going to reflect the video length. But again, that other part I didn't include was simply because it seemed like a waste of time for me to just show up, run back, and then go forward again. So like it took like a minute, so it's not that big a deal. I should have an item equipped at this point. Yeah, I don't know why I was so like nervous going through this area again. I think because I had to redo this section because I went in here so nonchalant the first time and got instantly found. So during this one I'm like, let me exercise a little bit of caution. As we just walk our happy asses back to Sniper Wolf. We are almost back. Gotta make sure to stop in now that we have the PSG one to make sure we actually pick up some more bullets for it. Not that I think we're gonna use them all. The diazepam's also really important because I'm bad. Thank God the dog alerts don't count. So with Sniper Wolf, this boss fight, I thought, like, every single time I get to past a boss fight, I'm like, and now it's smooth sailing, only to hit another roadblock.
Snake?
I had a few different strategies for Sniper Wolf. Also here you see I run out of room in the memory card and have to go to the other memory card because I always wanted a save available in case I wanted to go back and redo a section, which I will have to do later because of my hubris. But I had a few different strategies for Sniper Wolf, one of which was just like be better than her and hit her before she could hit you. But then I found this one where you can just chill here in this little corner, and she always has to, you know, she can only shoot you from this spot. So you're safe most of the time, and by the time she, you know, finishes running to sit down, you can kind of aim towards her and get your shot. The reason why I didn't want to use this strategy is because I was so in my own head about the time limit. But as you can see by the length of the video, I make it with plenty of time, even doing the quote-unquote slow strategy. Yeah, just gotta re-up my diazepam. I get pretty I do not save the diazepam because the most iconic cheese strat in Metal Gear Solid history is Sniper Wolf 2, so I'm not gonna need it for Sniper Wolf 2. We just waiting for her to come back. We are continuing to wait like the good snipers we are. So you get a little impatient there. Diazepam wore off again. So now I'm just kind of waiting for her to come back before I use it again. Come on, Wolf. There she is. Yeah, that was a big waste of ammo, because I'm trying to get extra shots, which you can if you're good, which I'm not. Hey, I got one. There she goes. But yeah, the reason why that spot is so good, because even though you can see her, I'm pretty sure she can't shoot you at all. But with this, the first major hurdle of the let me put my spot. Sniper Wolf 1, because of that cheese strat in particular, and the fact that it didn't take me nearly as long as the other boss fights, I rank it at 8. It was pretty easy.
Don't move!
But this is the first major hurdle of the game done. We get our heal after the torture sequence. We have to first major unskippable cutscene.
I want no more accidents like that. Don't.
But yeah, this was the funny thing is, in my brain, I'm like, oh, we got past Sniper Wolf, we got to the torture section, we got healed. It's all downhill from here. It's gonna be easy. It was not.
You win.
Instantly fold. Sorry, Meryl, you can be alive in someone else's playthrough.
So
I ain't about it.
After all. The torture will stop as I promised. But I'll take the woman in return.
It's fine.
I'll have my
Otacon's the
fun
only
with
one I
her.
need. I'll take my stealth camo.
Meryl.
I hope you can still look at yourself in the mirror, my
Easily.
friend.
The video's coming out, which means I got the rank.
Damn, I caught a cold.
Oh, Johnny.
Witch. She took my clothes.
Mei-Ling, you...
So this section, there are a couple sections in the game that exist purely to get the plot out, which again, plot is fantastic, not necessary for this run. So it's just me trying my best to get through it as much as possible.
Caught a cold. That witch. She took my clothes.
The original plan was I wasn't gonna save until after I get out of here, but I messed it up again, and I think as soon as I get my clothes back and all my items, I like get shot by the first camera I see, and I'm like, nah, I ain't losing health to nothing. I'm gonna be so careful. Also, I realize I don't have Otacon's number, because I haven't called him yet, because I haven't called nobody in this game. Forgot you gotta do that manually.
Otacon.
But yeah, I was extra careful, and I learned that I definitely needed to be, because there are a handful of moments in this next section that I needed, that I definitely needed. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I still do get shot by a camera. I think what happened in the other timeline that I erased from existence is I got seen by a guard. But we'll see when we get there together. Not Frank Yeager. And now we wait for Otacon to bail us out. Or first we wait for Johnny to dip. There he goes. So when it came to actually like my original playthroughs and playing this game blind, I never figured out how to actually use the ketchup that I use in this playthrough. I just hid under the bed and waited for Johnny to come in. There's the boy.
I'm here.
Where?
Just get in some squats.
Oh, jeez. He's coming back. See you later.
Wait!
Don't know, he's bleeding on the floor. I know the limitations of the PS1 means you can't actually see what's happening, but like I would love to know what kind of expression Snake is making to make himself look dead. Because from these graphics, it does not look believable at all. Get wrecked, Johnny. No, not the IBS. I almost got shot there too. Man, so much for being careful. Past me, you're forgetting something. I think I'm looking for it now, or am I just a giant dumbass? Because Ocelot puts a bomb in your stuff. Or does he only do that if you win the torture? Yeah, it's not there. Yeah, I guess he only does that if you win the torture. So it turns out current me is a dumbass. Again, picking up claymores that I don't need. And does this also count as backtracking? I'm not sure, because the game, like, you didn't intentionally go back, the game put you somewhere. And you just gotta get back to where you were. Again, ever since I got caught in that first time, I'm super careful in this room. The first time I go through this room and I just expertly dodge everybody, and then I just become a little sissy boy every other time I'm in this room. So this is the part where I mess up, where I'm supposed to go grab the body armor, but I completely forgot to go grab it. I'm pretty sure this entire section was not necessary. Like, I guess I do need those missiles for Sniper Wolf. But I don't think I need to be here otherwise. I can't remember if I just forgot where the body armor was. Those bullets definitely come in handy, so it's not exactly useless. I love imagining the actual cone of vision on these people. These 180 IQ super soldiers totally just didn't see me. But yeah, now we're back here to go grab the body armor. Which that body armor is so necessary. It is not optional, as the game will make you think it is. It's not. Thank God being seen by the cameras is not an alert. Yeah, I like how I don't even bother to check the other rooms. I'm like, nope, body armor, get out. Continue the game. As we make our way back to progress. Through the caves for the third time, and hopefully the last time. Oh yeah, with the handkerchief, the piss box is unnecessary. But it's good to have for later. Actually, no, dude. You don't deal with dogs after this, so maybe it's not necessary. And we're back. for more cutscenes. Oh yeah, we gotta get Naomi in here, only for her to completely, I don't want to say not matter, but we spent a lot of time debating that. Yeah, here we go. I take the bull and I'm like, whatever, I don't care. I'm already here. I ain't doing it again. Also, I go up here for no reason. Okay. We're here in the communications tower. I'm gonna upfront say, I rank this one at number 3.
You caught Snake?
Because I include the rope section in this. This is this sucks. Like, the start of this leg of the game, and I get hit with this crap. I was stuck here for days. Because it's really nice that they refill your health. Pick it up, idiot. They refill your health after this, but they don't refill your health after the rope section. The real problem is the rope section. Now, it did take me quite a few number of runs to get the timing down for this section on when you should be throwing the stun grenades. And there were a lot of moments where I would just do this part horribly wrong, or just completely screw it up. Like, there was a moment where you have to flip a guard because they come too fast for the grenades to be effective. And I flip him, and I just send his ass completely over the edge, adding to my kill count. And I'm like, nah. The kill count is already so tight, and I've already broken the rule, and I do break the rule again later in the run. Then I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. But I had this part down to a science, to where I'm like counting every single flight of stairs, and just making sure to precisely throw my grenades. And as you can tell from this run, which is, yeah, fuck that up, I screw it up anyway. If they didn't refill your health at the top of this tower, I would not have made it down the rope, ever. Like, this part is so silly. Because in a normal run, I'm just going guns a-blazing. Like, just FAMAS the entire way up. But trying to do it without killing anyone? Look at my health. I barely squeak through. And the amount of times I turned that corner and got stuck on the wall, or got stuck there, I forgot that happened, is a lot. I lost many a run due to getting stuck on stuff. But hey, we got past the easy part. So the reason why I have this section at number 3 is just due to this rope section. I must have done it dozens of times. Because like I said, I was stuck on this particular section for days. And this is the section I went back and redid, because I wasn't happy with my health value at the end. So I did this dozens and dozens and dozens of times. I got extremely lucky once, and I think I got down the place only getting hit once. And I could never recreate that. I could never do it again. I find where Liquid is shooting and where the steam is going, and the trajectory of your jump, incredibly inconsistent. So I do pretty okay on this run, but I still get hit a couple times. This is nonsense. This is my least favorite part of the game. I do not like this part. The fact that I didn't get hit there is magic. I once got hit 3 times going down this small section from Liquid just shooting me over and over. Now, in my God run, where I just won, I immediately ran forward and got shot by the dudes in front of there. It wasn't until my redo, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna use C4, I'm gonna blow up this ice wall, I'm gonna save here. And I did, because the minute I do this run, I run up there and die. Which would mean I'd have to do the communications tower again. So, this was a smart plan. This was a good idea. Now, it added an extra, yes, you can see I made it past that. That was my Hind D save. Didn't need it, because this was better. But, yeah. And then I instantly die, and I think it takes me around 3 or 4 tries to get through this section, because this section is silly. I've had that, I did runs where I didn't throw that second grenade, and they just get up and shoot your ass. And you just die. Here we go, moving on to the Hind. That stupid fucking boss fight. It is pretty funny how they make you run all the way down the stairs just to learn the elevator isn't working, just to run all the way up the stairs to fight the boss. Oh wait, no, you don't even get that far. The stairs are broken. But still, the fact that it's scripted, you have to go down the stairs before you can go up the stairs. Yeah, because then you're going to meet Otacon. He's going to be like, the elevator was working a second ago. Is this padding? Does this count as padding? I'm not sure. You tell me. And now we go up the stairs. Not much to say about this section. It's just chaffs and cameras. Again, I had to learn the exact timing of like, oh, go up 3 flights of stairs, throw a grenade, repeat. Going back down wasn't any harder. It's almost like that this section exists just to burn your chaff grenades, because I needed reasons for you to be using them. So, when I was looking up strategies for the Hind, the one that I eventually followed was basically the guy being like, hey, I have this fight down to a science, you'll never get hit. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That means it'll be easy, right? It wasn't easy.
What is it, Snake?
Going back to what I said about Grey Fox, and how I rank bosses higher for their lack of consistency, this boss is it. Because even like the first phase, the first half of the health bar is basically free, because as long as you know the pattern, you'll shoot him and he should go the same way every time. Like he's gonna go left, And he's gonna fly over. You shoot him. And then he's gonna go up, if I remember right. Nope, he's going right. Yep, okay. But yeah, he basically goes the same way, and then I think after this he goes up. To where you see me literally ready to shoot him. But he's supposed to be consistent at this point. And he does. But there are moments where you'll have it on him, you'll shoot him. Not like that, I missed obviously. But you'll have him, the missile will hit him, like it just did, and it won't do any damage. Like, it just, that happens. It's like, why? I shot you, the missile blew up in your hitbox, and it did no damage. And it goes like this, and there'll just be little hiccups, where it will not go the way that particular shot, he didn't follow the pattern. It's because he's moving into phase 2. But it'll always be consistently on that numbered hit. So that's at least consistent. And then you wait for him to transition phases here. You can't take damage there. That's consistent. But then once phase 2 happens, consistency is out the window. The only rule that he has is if you're close enough to him, he can't shoot you. Because of just the angle and trajectory of the bullets. So right there, I take the hit. Because I'm just being like, oh, he spawned here? Let me just be in a spot where he can't shoot me. So like right here, he's too close to me, so he can't shoot me. Now I get pretty shot happy. I miss a lot because I'm so sick of this boss fight by now that I just want it done. And I almost screw myself in the process. But yeah, there are certain spots to stand where either the buildings will be in the way and he can't shoot you, or you're going to be too close to him and he can't shoot you. Which is the general idea. And if I hadn't been so trigger happy, I would have been able to do this without any issues. But I actually run out of ammo one hit before the boss is over. And I'm super lucky in that I don't take any damage finishing him off, but I very easily could have. But that's where I messed up. So see, I'm out of bullets and I have to actually run down here to get the one bullet refill. Luckily he's doing this thing where he hides, so I was able to get back into position. And I just gotta figure out where the hell he is. And he's done. But when it comes to rankings, I'm gonna put him at 4. I kinda like put the tower, the rope, and the high and D all in the same bundle. Because it's the only section of the game where I had to reset to a previous checkpoint and do better. Because it was so much of a roadblock. Like, this is, in, like, theory, one of the easier boss fights. Because he's so, quote-unquote, predictable. But he just doesn't follow the rules that the game sets out for him. And he was a pain in my ass. So the first time I think I beat the Hind maybe 6 times. Because with varying levels of health. In the old timeline versus this timeline. And I would get to, because by this point of the game, there are 2 more encounters, or 3 more, not counting boss fights, because the Sniper Wolf and the Raven boss fight are just non-issues. Like they're cheesed into oblivion, So there's 2 actual encounters where you need to worry about managing your health, and we're about to get into one right now, and I couldn't get through it in a reasonable pace and actually having health left over. So I basically had to keep resetting the Hind D boss fight because I knew I had more stuff to do. Like, I couldn't beat the boss and be like, oh, I've got 2 health left, better get through the rest of the game. Again, another spot where me using my ration would have been nice. Didn't. Go me, I guess. But yeah, so at this point, before the next heal at Metal Gear Rex, there's 2 boss fights and 2 mini boss fights left. And you might be thinking, wow, for so little game left, there's quite a lot of runtime left in that video. And I'm happy you said that. Because this game likes to waste your time. No, that's not true. But we'll cover that when we get there. Because I'm gonna have to do a lot of yapping to fill the air. I will say, because these 2 mini boss fights don't really impede me in any way in terms of the actual difficulty of the run, they're not even included in the list. But that's fine.
Too late, Snake. Now
I feel
die.
like this run is actually pretty... I do take a little bit of damage, but I feel like this is a pretty nice run. Or was it the other one I take damage in? No, I remember now. I waste a lot of bullets making sure they don't hit me, but I do get through this without damage. Yeah, I almost run out of bullets. But that was good. So this section, I tried to get through it with 1 chaff grenade, and I didn't quite make it, especially because I got stuck there, and I got shot right here, and I'm like, I'm not losing any more bullets, or not bullets, any more HP. So I reset, and I had to fight the stealth cable guys again, which I think I did better this run than I did last run.
Talk to you later, Snake.
And then I was so...
What is it, Snake?
I don't think I was excited, but I definitely fat-fingered not saving.
In China...
No, I think I was, because at this point I'm thinking that the only roadblock I have left, like realistically, is Rex. Because I definitely underestimate Liquid. And I overestimate Rex. But shout out to Sniper Wolf 2, one of the most cheesed boss fights in video game history. Meant to be a battle of snipers, and I've never seen anyone actually do it. Because this is one that I think I knew about this before I even played the game. Like, it's such an iconic strategy. Because it's so counterintuitive to what the point of the boss fight is. The fact that it works has never not been funny to me. So as we spend 5 minutes shooting a woman with rocket launchers over and over, I'm gonna put this at the bottom of my list because she literally can't hurt you. Like there's no like there is a trick, but like there's no like trick to learn. It's just stand in the corner and shoot her with Nikita missiles. That's the boss fight. It's not even hard to control or anything with the first person mode. Like it's not a boss fight. Oh no, I missed. Let me go turn around. And I would just love to, like, the same way I think about looking at the snake with the ketchup. But what does this look like? Like, if we were thinking about this in a realistic context, Sniper Wolf just standing behind cover as a missile launcher whizzes past her legs and turns around and then hits her in the left, like hit her in the kneecap with a missile 15 to 20 times. It's just silly. Like, and Metal Gear is silly on the best of days, but this is ridiculous. So how's it going? This is still happening. Everyone in the comments, put down your favorite boss fight. And if anyone puts down Sniper Wolf 2, I'm sorry. I think in hindsight, my favorite boss fight is Psycho Mantis. Either him or Grey Fox. Like, it was just really fun learning those boss fights because they are just true tests of skill. Which is definitely not what this is. Put up the disclaimer. Thank you. We're almost done. We're wrapping it up. Hopefully none of you fell asleep during this boss fight. And we're done. Everyone give yourself a pat on the back. We defeated the easiest boss in the game. So I spent some time, like, really trying to loot Goblin, and I feel like, in hindsight, I really didn't need to. But again, I had the time to waste, so I do. Again, for some reason, I'm very, very adamant about keeping my chaff grenades up for the Rex fight. I don't use them. And that's the end of Disc 1. Let's move on to Disc 2. Remember when games had discs? I would say that's such a relic of the times, but wasn't Final Fantasy VII Rebirth 2 discs? Ridiculous.
In China.
So this section, I think it's a little silly, because I definitely made a bunch of easy mistakes to the point where I couldn't. I don't know if my route was bad or my timing was bad, but I could not get past that guy to save my life. Because every time I would try and like go past him, this stupid thing would be in my way, and I would just be completely left, like I hung out to dry, and he would spot me every time. There was no way that I don't know if it's just I loaded the room bad or because I spawned in bad or whatever, but it was impossible. So I just had to hope that he was okay to kill. It was at this point I was a little scared about my kills because I couldn't remember exactly what counted and what didn't. So I'm just like, please, if I get to the end of the game and I have too many kills, I'm gonna kill someone in real life. Nah, overreaction. Because if that happened and I completed the game and I had too many kills, I would have to go back and do so much over again. I'd have all the saves, but it would be a thing. So on the list of things I did because it was recommended to me, without really understanding the reason why, if you go back into that room, it lowers an elevator. But I never needed to use it. Like the guides were like, yeah, make sure you lower this elevator for later. And I'm like, okay, I did it. I'm a sheep. But it didn't matter. So here's the other mini boss fight. And this one's pretty fun. The strategy I saw, I never thought to do this, and I get hit a lot trying to recreate it, but just like instead of using your actual gun to kill them, just flipping them off the edge, I think is hilarious. And I think that was the first try. But yeah, I took a lot of damage doing that. And speaking of taking a lot of damage, I was at a low enough health that almost killed me. Let's remember that camera for later. There are a lot of mines around, but as long as you're just pretty direct, you'll avoid them. There are a bunch of items, but at this point we don't really need them. We're not really using our SOCOM anymore. I don't think there's going to be a point where we're going to need the SOCOM for the rest of the game. As we go down to Vulcan Raven. So, I wasn't sure how Raven was going to go, because I always fought him legit. This was one of those cheese strats that I didn't know about, and it's hilarious in hindsight how effective it is. Oh, well, first we got cutscene land. We got Miller telling us all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I had never actually attempted this cheese before, so I didn't know if it was going to be one of those boss fights that was really easy once I got the strategy, or if it was just going to not work and I'd have to just fight him legit. Or maybe I picked up the claymores in case the cheese strat didn't work. Maybe give myself a little bit of credit I probably don't deserve. But in terms of cheese strat, this is really funny. Probably almost as funny as the Ocelot cheese, in terms of how, like, completely trivializing the boss fight it is. So basically, the way this works is that after you fire a Nikita, you have 4 seconds of invulnerability, or at least it should. I don't know why that one exploded. So basically, you have until like a certain time threshold before the Nikita bullet becomes shootable, and you just keep shooting him, and there's nothing he can do about it. So, because it's literally Sniper Wolf 2.0, just more Nikita spam, but if you do it wrong, you can still lose. That's why I'm putting it above Sniper Wolf 2 at 11, but it's pretty silly. Okay, and now we just have Rex and Liquid. Place your bets. Which one's low, which one's high? Might have already spoiled the way I've talked about it. As we go into the final leg of the game. The game's literally almost over. Because in terms of actual encounters, there's only 2 left. Man, with how action-packed and full of stuff the first half of the game was, I wonder what amazing adventures the second half of the game's going to have.
Naomi wasn't acting.
The joke is there's a lot of nothing. Because if I had to split the game into actual halves, I'd go with the torture scene as the halfway point. So there's still a good amount of stuff in the second half of the game, but this like final third is pretty barren. But it does have Metal Gears. We finally reached the titular Metal Gear. So as we make our way to the PAL key, like, operation area, this entire section is just an excuse for them to exposit cutscenes, and that's gonna be a thing for a while. So we're just gonna have to get used to it. That's what I mean when I say that's pretty barren, is that there's a lot of dialogue, not a lot of gameplay. And because this is an all gameplay run, where we're skipping all the dialogue, there's a lot of nothing going on in this section of the game. When it comes to the editing of the gameplay itself, I don't want to have to do any like speeding up or anything like that to like edit the flow of the game, because I want to keep it as intact as possible. The only thing I want to like cut out is like failed attempts and stuff. So even though nothing's really going on, I still want it here just to kind of show what the game is like. Okay, and we've made it. Also, going back to the plot, since we have some time to talk about, I still find it so funny how, like, this scene in particular, Liquid and Ocelot are like, yes, we totally can launch a nuke. It would be a shame if someone stopped our launch. Is he still there? Is he still behind us? We would be really sad if some strapping young man plugged in the PAL keys and turned off the Metal Gear. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, I think he bought it. Like, they are totally screwed at this point of the story, but Snake being Snake, and because the plot has to happen, allows for this to be a thing. So, because I've never played on Extreme before, I don't know if this is the same for hard mode or whatever, I did not know about this upcoming mechanic, about, like, usually when they drop the PAL key, you go into the water and kind of fish it out, and the bit is that, the water's, like, poisoned or whatever, it hurts you and whatever, you gotta find it fast. I didn't know about this whole thing with the mouse having the key. I don't know if that's, like, guaranteed, but, like, just the idea that there's a mouse running around you gotta shoot with a Stinger missile to get your key back is really funny to me. Like, I don't know if it's just there to waste time, because this game has a padding issue, but it's just really funny. Like, how do we stop this nuclear apocalypse? The rat stole the key! But I think he has a chance to pop out either in the normal spot you pick up the key, or through this area. And he shows up right here pretty soon. There he is, get him! Shoot him with the missile! Okay, so when I talk about padding and when I talk about backtracking, this section is like we ran up the stairs, or the ladders, to get to the PAL key operation room. We then have to go down the ladder to pick up the PAL key. We then have to go back up the ladder to put in the first PAL key. We then have to go back down the ladder to do the whole temperature thing. Like, it's a lot of nothing. When there's only one guard posted in this entire area. I know that it's like that because Liquid and Ocelot want Snake to complete his mission, because without him doing that, they can't launch the nuke. So why would they impede his progress? But it's just really funny on a, like, mechanical scale. Like, there's nothing going on here. Now, I will say that this one guard is a pain in the ass, because if you don't do it perfectly, he will just find you. Like, the timing on how to actually get past him is incredibly tight, to where when I was doing this and I was learning the timing, he caught me like a dozen times before I could finally figure out the exact amount of time I had to wait before I could be safe. Because in my original playthrough, and by original playthrough I mean the one I did when I got the Master Collection to unlock Extreme, every time I came through here, he found me. Like, I just was on like a bad seed, or I was like just really unlucky, but he found me every time. It is ridiculous. But yeah, once you know how to get past that one guard, this entire section is just a joke. So I go out of my way to pick up some bullets, and the only reason why I'm doing so is because I want to point out we skipped the mine detector because there's no radar in Extreme. but it's just so silly that if you skip the mine detector, it shows up here. Like, what value does the mine detector have for you now? What does it do? Nothing. Why is it here? Like, we can't question Kojimbo's vision. He knows all. It's just really funny. But now that we've got the key, we've inputted the first key card, let's get on to the next topic of conversation, backtracking. And, like, the reason in this game, this section is an homage to Metal Gear 2, which this entire game is an homage to Metal Gear 2, because this game was originally a remake, a 3D remake of Metal Gear 2, which eventually spiraled off into its own plot, and they turned it into a sequel, which I'm very glad they did that, because this game's fantastic. But in Metal Gear 2, there is also a temperature-based puzzle where you have to get an item from somebody which turns into various keys at different temperatures. So this is an homage to that, but made significantly less annoying. So in Metal Gear 2, the hot spots and the cold spots were so far away, you had to backtrack the entire game. Like, here, it was 2 rooms to get to the cold spot, whereas in Metal Gear 2, it'd be the equivalent of going back to the communications tower, or like Psycho Mantis's boss fight room, like that far away. Like, it was ridiculous. And the hot room, which is going to be like a few more rooms, like 2 more rooms away from where we are now, would be you having to go back to the Grey Fox boss fight room. Like, that far back. Like, it is crazy how much they truncated it for this game. And people still complain that this is too backtracky, when it's really, if we're being perfectly honest, it's like 6 rooms. Like, if we count this as 1 room, the area with all the cameras, that's another room. There's like elevators and stuff. They're each a room. Like, it's not that far, and there's no enemies between you and here. Like, it's literally just there to waste your time. Whereas in Metal Gear 2, all of those rooms are, like, have the same amount of enemies as they've always had. You're just playing the game again to get to those rooms. And yeah, it's really not that bad here. Like, it's just this guy, let's call him Jerry. We just gotta deal with Jerry over here. And he's just, walking his route. And I've talked enough, we're already 2 cards down. Like, we only need to get the hot card now. Like, it's really not that bad. Is it a waste of time? Probably. Was it necessary? Probably not. I think I prefer it being here, though,
What is it, Snake?
than in Twin Snakes, where they just kind of let you change the card in the room. I've never played Twin Snakes, but I know it's so truncated that it's not even a puzzle. It's just only there to say that it was there. Like, I think that they had the perfect balance in MGS1, where it's like you're still exploring the second disc rooms. Like, you're still going through all these rooms again. But I don't know. I didn't think I would get through this entire rant so quickly. We still gotta get to the hot room. And we still got a bunch of cutscenes to go through because, again, this entire section going up was to facilitate cutscenes for the plot. And going to the hot room, we're going to be expanding on the plot for the Naomi plotline, which they've been kind of seeding throughout Disc 2 with Miller and Campbell and all of them, and Naomi. You know what? Having not played Twin Snakes, I wonder how they get that dialogue through. Where do they put it? If not here, I should play Twin Snakes sometime. I wonder if it'll be available on the GameCube Switch shop when the Switch 2 comes out. I wonder if they have to pay any extra licensing. Isn't that the reason why games like that haven't been re-released? I don't know. At this point, I've kind of lost the plot as we just wait. You can tell I get really bored. I really thought I would have more to talk about on this subject. So, what do you guys think about backtracking in video games? I think we got one more elevator ride before we get to the hot door. So I wanted you guys to remember about that camera. Let's see, do I remember? I do. Because I still am at the life threshold where I will definitely die. You saw the last elevator. Let's do another elevator. Okay, that one was significantly shorter. Because there was no cutscene. So this next part, the room that is hot that will change the color of your card is this room right here. But when I was younger, I always thought you had to go into the steam room for it to work. That's not true, you don't have to be here, but in the vein of being stealthy, I always thought like, oh, hide in the little cubby area with the steam. That will definitely make it work. As we fulfill our squats. While I can joke and whine and complain about how long and tedious this section is, I would still prefer it to be here than for it to not be here. Gives the game a little personality. And we're good. Back down the elevators we just came. I do wonder if they actually had enemies and like obstacles on the way back, if it would be harder to get back to the place without your key changing temperature. 'Cause I've never had it change on me and have to go back and do it again, so I don't really know what the time limit is. I've never had to learn that. So I said there were no obstacles, but when we get back to Vulcan Raven's room, on the way back they do, or I guess on the way forward too, and I just didn't mention it. There actually are enemies in that room, but you can completely bypass them if you know their routes. Yeah, I was so in the, I don't even remember what I was talking about when we came through the first time. Begin of the cutscene from Papa Miller. Doesn't look like it. Oh no, there it is. Oh no, Naomi. Big boss. That's the run I'm doing now. Yeah, I do wonder where this dialogue places in Twin Snakes. Because there's no way they just cut it. Yeah, now I suddenly want to do a playthrough of Twin Snakes. Yeah, the pathing is so good you don't even see them. We're almost back. We're almost ready to continue the game. I think what I might do is put like a small timer in the corner to see how long this section actually takes. I don't know. If I do it, thank you, future me. And if I don't, then way to be lazy. God, I can't believe you. We just gotta slip past Jerry one more time. Do you like my sunglasses, brother? If you didn't know, this is bulletproof glass. My liquid impression is terrible. Don't mind me. We're about to get a health refill. Ah, liquid jump scare. Now we have to accidentally call Otacon instead of Mei Ling, because I'm used to just being on Mei Ling.
Snake doesn't...
You can save, woman. So yeah, I spent all that time trying to get chaff grenades for Rex, and I'm just gonna say it, I kick Rex's ass. Like, this is another one where there's no cheese, like, but the boss fight is just really easy. Like, as long as you know how to bait his attacks, he's just really, really easy. Like, I always have memories of him being really difficult. It's like, oh yeah, you can bait his attacks, but he's still like really tricksy. But no, he's really easy. I think in this run, he only took me 3 tries. I almost perfected the first phase.
Now, in front of you, I can finally die. After Zanzibar, I was taken from the battle, neither truly alive nor truly dead. An undying shadow in a world of light. But soon it will finally end.
07 for the boy, Gray Fox. Yeah, phase 2 is basically the same. It's more of the same, only you're aiming for something different. There's really not much to say, because I definitely... Or I guess there is something to say. I get really, really risky for no reason. But it's fine. Oh. There we go. He's done. So yeah, Rex is number 10. He was really easy. I would barely consider him a roadblock. Yeah, he was really easy.
Sleeping late as usual, a snake.
Liquid, you're still alive.
I won't die.
We get some nice little cutscenes that
Too
are
bad.
unskippable.
It looks like your revolution was a failure.
Just because you've destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I am done fighting.
Fighting? What are you really after?
A world where warriors like us are
So,
honored
because
as
he's
we
the
once
only
were,
one left,
as we should
I put
be.
Liquid at number
Big
1.
boss's fantasy.
It was his
He
dying
didn't
wish.
take me. He didn't take me as
When he was
long
young, during
as
the
certain
Cold
bosses,
War, the world
but in
needed
terms of the
men
sheer
like us.
like
We
trouble
were
I had
valuable.
with him,
We were desired.
and going back to the
Things
Hind, the inconsistency problem.
Different now.
I
With all
had
the
so
lying
much trouble
hypocrites running
on
the
this
world,
boss.
War isn't what it used to be. We're losing our
I guess I'll
place in a
get
world
into more
that no
detail
longer
about it
needs
when he's
us.
done
A
yapping.
world that now spurns our very existence. You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world gone soft. Conflict will breed conflict. New hatreds will arise. Then, we'll steadily expand our sphere of influence.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem is balance. Father knew
The funny
what type
thing
of
is
a balance
that,
was best.
in hindsight, Liquid was like the third level
Isn't he
puppet
reason
down.
enough
Like
for warriors such as us?
he
I don't
was
want that kind of
definitely
world.
not in control
You
of
know.
anything.
So why are you here then? Why do you
Because
continue
there's
to
Zero and the
follow your
Patriots,
orders while your superiors
and-
betray you?
And
Why
like
did you come
Ocelot,
here?
like Ocelot was on his team,
Well,
but he was
I
pulling
will
the
tell
strings.
You, then. You enjoy the killing.
I only killed like 2
What?
people.
Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades? That
I didn't kill Jerry. He's fine.
I watched your face when you did it. It was filled with the joy of battle.
You're wrong.
There's a killer inside you. You don't have to deny it. We were created to be that way.
Created?
Okay, I think I can skip some cutscenes now.
Thanks to...
Yeah, cutscene skip. Skip hype. Not the asymmetry theory. Time to set the stakes for the final boss. Okay, but going back to the boss fight.
If you
There
win,
is a
you
cheese
might still
strat
be able to say that.
for Liquid. I couldn't figure it out. I tried
Could
it for
enjoy
so
one brief
long.
moment of love.
I couldn't do it,
before the end.
which means I just had to fight him legit.
If you cross this
He's
line,
tricksy.
you fall. At this height, it will kill even you.
So, if you're unaware, the difference between extreme and the other difficulties, I don't know if hard is like this because I've never done it, but when you get knocked off the cliff, you grab onto it. Not on
Everything all
extreme.
right, Snake?
If you get knocked off the edge, you just die. Which means a lot of these fights, a lot of these attempts where
Don't die.
you make one mistake and you go flying off the cliff. And with Liquid, I would get him in hits like this, but then it would just decide that I was done hitting him and he'd go into his recovery animation, and then he would just hit me. And because the consequences for being hit are a lot of health or death, there were a lot of runs where I just lost. I know this looks easy, but let me just pull up the disclaimer again. Thank you. This is not because I'm good. The stars finally aligned, and my hours... I guess, no, I think it's only took me a couple hours of practice finally came through and I beat him. I got really lucky there. The Jew from the top rope. I think he's got one more combo left in him. Yeah, one more hit, he's off. So I'm just luring him to the edge. There we go. Snake! And because Meryl's dead as shit, let's go with the homeboy.
Hurry!
So I was fully expecting there to be a ration right there, and I was heartbroken when I not only didn't have a ration in my inventory, and it was not there, because I forgot that only rations from dead soldiers exist. So, because at Extreme, all the ration drops in the world are gone, and you can only pick them up from dead enemies. So I'm just out here without a ration.
Surveillance camera.
The funny thing is, I was really worried about this section. I think it only took me like 3 tries. It did not take me long to figure it out. It was a little RNG based, but I was expecting the increase in damage from Extreme to be a bigger deal. It wasn't. So when it comes to like big bads who are just like do not know what it means to die, who's worse? Liquid Snake or Saiyan Saga Vegeta from Dragon Ball? Because both of them take such a beating and they just do not die. Like, Liquid takes... So let's list all the things Liquid survives a helicopter crash. He survives being knocked off a Metal Gear. Granted, it wasn't at full standing height, but that's still a pretty big distance. He survives the fall. He comes back with a gun, chasing you in a car, and he takes many bullets and just does not care. He crashes the car, gets up to kill you, and then dies a fox die. He dies from a MacGuffin. Because he was too angry to die. And then we have Vegeta, who takes probably the harshest beating in all of Dragon Ball history. In that first fight, he goes through it. And he was super dead if Goku wasn't an idiot. So sorry to bring non-Metal Gear talk into the Metal Gear video. But like when I think about big bads who just do not know what it means to die, Liquid always is on like near the top of the list for me. For only being in this game, it's well, I guess he's in 5, but like as an actual like player in the series, only being in this game, because I don't count Liquid Ocelot as being Liquid. That's all Ocelot to me. It's wild how much of an impact he has on the franchise, despite only appearing in this game, really. But yeah, the damage from Liquid's bullets really don't do that much. I was scared for nothing. I should have definitely used my ration anywhere. Like, it would have knocked off hours off this playthrough. And we're done. And I wonder if it is possible to like die in the cutscene, because I did take damage during the cutscene. But yeah, that was the game. I had a hell of a time playing. I plan on playing MGS 2 and 3 and doing the same. I have no idea when that's going to happen, though. Because, for anyone who's unaware, this is the easiest one due to game mechanics, simplicity of level design, the sheer amount of saves. MGS2 only giving you 8 saves is going to be a problem. But if I did this one, I can probably do the other ones. But there we go. Game credits. Come on, game, don't make me lie. There it is. But I'll either stick around and yap for the rest of these credits, or I may drone out at some point and pop back when the ranking shows up. But yeah, the definitely hardest part of the game really felt like Liquid, the communications tower, and that opening prison. The prison gauntlet definitely set the stage for how hard this was going to be. I came in here a complete ignorant fool, thinking this was going to be easy because I had played these games before. That was not the case. The lack of health regen and the lack of radar, you don't realize how much you rely on the radar until it's not there. I didn't bring it up at all in this playthrough, but it clearly wasn't there, so there really wasn't much for me to say about it. But you really don't realize how much you utilize that radar until it's not there. But the saves are really what made this possible for me, because it really felt like you could anytime you did anything, you could just save and you would be fine. 80 saves is a ludicrous number. I feel like that it's like that because they wanted it to be 8 saves and someone hit an extra 0. Because that would be the only reason why it goes from 80 to 8 between games. And then someone on the dev team was like, 8 seems ridiculous. Give them 25 for MGS3. Because I did this in 27, 28, I think, something like that. Which, given the amount of liberties I took, and me just getting good, I could have cut that down to 25 if I really wanted to. If I really, really wanted to, I could have probably done the entire backtracking section without saving, but I really didn't want to deal with Jerry, because my first time going through, it took me half a dozen or so runs to really find the timing how to get past him, but then I just kind of was fine. Yeah, I struggled where I struggled, but in terms of if I wasn't in a boss fight, learning the routes was pretty easy. I wonder if it'll get harder in the later games, considering how much better first person gets. Because I didn't really use first person too much in this game. It was really only in the nuke storage room that I actively used it a bunch. Also, there are a lot less forced combat encounters in the future games. Or not MGS4. That's game's full of. I don't know how you go through, I guess just having non-lethal weapons. But having also the fact that there's no non-lethal weapons in this game at all is probably why there's scripted encounters and stuff. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. That was a really stupid thing to say. That's why they allow you for 25 kills, is because there's no way to deal with the scripted encounters. Otherwise, you have to kill them. Oh, something I never really brought up, but I guess since I'm just talking right now, the lack of continues were really annoying, especially when you failed as much as I did. Because every time you got caught or died, you couldn't hit continue. You had to exit to the title screen and reload your save. And every time you reload your save, they're like, hey, do you want a recap of what's been going on in the game? I'm like, no, video game. I'm playing it currently. I know what happened. And every time I missed a button and accidentally hit yes, because it defaults to yes, unless you're like waiting for it to show up and move over to no, or mashing the back button, which is what I did most of the time. You have to sit through it to load in a little text page of what's been going on. Was never a fan of that. Really nice for people who put the game down and came back to it. But I wasn't happy. Who defaults to yes? What? Why? Sorry, rant over. But it looks like we're at the end of the credits.
You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to...
Sorry to cut you off, Naomi. We gotta listen to Ocelot. The goat of this franchise.
Yes, sir. The entire unit was wiped out. Those two are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. Fox Die should become activated soon. Right on schedule. Yes, sir. I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data. No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye.
Mr. President. One of the best, like, vocal drops ever. Just like, oh, what a crazy stinger for the next game. Big boss! I'm so good! Yeah, 27 saves. I hope you guys had a great time, and I'll see you next time.